I'm thirsty.
Yeah, I'm thirsty too.
This is a white-only water fountain.
Well, I didn't think it was the 1950s.
It is in my eyes.
Well, you need to get your eyes checked.
Whatever.
Can't believe today's people still waste.
I wish people would grow up.
Hey, cutie.
Excuse me, this is my man.
You look more like a servant to me.
Hey, now, you can't talk to her like that.
Whatever, chocolate lover.
Can't believe her.
Who is that? Is that your brother?
Yeah.
Thank
What
you.
is he wearing?
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
What
What is he wearing?
Which one do you want?
I want that one. No,
What is
that
this? I guess the black woman ain't good enough for you.
I can date who I want to.
Just because I'm black don't mean I gotta date a black girl. She looks better than y'all anyway.
Well, whatever.
Think they are.
How do you feel about racism today?
I feel like racism is a big issue. Just because Martin Luther King fought in March in the 1960s to bring black and white hands together, it's died down from that. It was 2012, and you can walk outside the door and be called a nigger, white trash, porch monkey, trailer park, a beaner, or anything, and nobody will say anything about it. People always talk about, let's keep the peace, let's stop the violence, and all this and that, but yet they don't put their words into action. You go to a high school on a football game and you see, look on the bleachers and blacks walking with blacks, whites sitting with whites, and Latinos sitting with Latinos. You'll never see all three just hanging out together. Why? Because it's not normal. It's not right. Just how like people don't approve how black and white couples are together, or black and Latinos, white and Latinos. People don't approve of that because they think that one race should just stay with their race, and they shouldn't just explore and see what other races have to offer. I mean, it's all the same. You can go to the hood and go to the gas station and there will be a sign talking about no more than 2 kids allowed. And frankly, when you're talking about the hood, you're not talking about white people. You're not talking about Chinese. You're talking about the blacks or Latinos. They don't want to the same race that's known to be thieves, killers, in the store so they can steal all their merchandise.
How do you feel about racism today?
I feel like it's a huge issue that really still needs dealing with, and like it affects every race. We live on a college campus, so of course it's gonna affect everybody here and everything. So.
Have you ever experienced it yourself?
Not really firsthand, but I know people that have experienced it, but I really haven't.
When they told you the stories, when they experienced it, did it affect you in any way? Like, could it be true or not true?
Oh, of course it could be true. Like, you can hear both sides, like, because I know some of the people that have dealt with it, so, like, and they're trustworthy, so I know that they've dealt with it firsthand, so.
Well, thank you.
I don't know how I feel about racism, minority today. I think it's silly that it's still around. I think it's silly that people still have that mindset that they're different because of a different color, and people are a little one-minded. I think some people need a little bit more culture and experience other people and their culture. I don't know.
Hello, my name is Shamika Rawls, and what is your name?
Joshua Ricks.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Ricks. Today, I would like to talk to you about racism. Although there have been laws trying to prevent racism, it still exists in our society today. What are your views on this issue?
As far as my views, racism is still an important subject to be worked on. Unfortunately, we're not going to come to that perfect world where we all get along. But I figure if we take stride each and every day to appreciate everybody else's cultures and not tear them down for how different they are from one another, we would get to that better place.
Hi, my name is Akila Hatchett. What's your name?
My name is Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey.
Have you ever experienced racism?
Yes, I have, unfortunately.
Explain it to me.
Well, when I was growing up, I was in Boy Scouts. It's something to do to better myself. And we went on like monthly camping trips. And on one of these occasions, we went down to Martinsville, which is, you know, the city which is well known for its racism. And I was actually just like hiking through the woods by myself, and I was confronted by 3 or 4 white guys, and didn't really know how to handle myself, so they kind of jumped me. And, you know, that's kind of the biggest racist thing that I've had to go through, and it was a horrible experience, but I promised that I would never let it happen again.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So it made me stronger.
Have you ever experienced racism?
Yes, I have.
Please explain that for me.
Well, living here in Denton, I was paired up with a roommate, and the day we moved in together, she told me that she was uncomfortable being my roommate because I was black. And like throughout the time she was living here, she basically came to say that I was stealing things, and it was only because I was black. She had no other reason to assume that. And she told me that I didn't come from a good family. There was all sorts of things. And I tried to be friends with her in the beginning, but it was because I was black. She didn't want anything to really do with me. She wanted me off her side of the room. She didn't want me touching any of her things. She would pack up all her stuff when she would leave. So like that.
Hi, my name is Akila Hatchett. What's your name?
Natural abuse.
Now, what is your views on racism?
Well, I quite frankly find it redundant. Mainly because you can't really judge somebody based off the color of their skin, because, I mean, different people can bring different things to the table. I feel like you should wait till the moment they open their mouth. That way, then you can judge them, because you can see whether they're intelligent or whether they're ignorant. So, I feel like the skin color is just skin color, pretty much.
Hi, my name is Akila Hatchett. What's your name?
Zaire Connor.
Now, what are your views on racism?
To be honest, I know for a fact that it still exists from the whole previous election. Those voted for Obama because he was black, and those voted for him because he wasn't. And then we go to a predominantly white campus, and there are those who particularly don't like African American people. And I'm not going to say it's difficult, it's just something that you grow into and you have to ignore.
Well, thank you so much.
Do you think that racism will ever end?
Unfortunately, I do not believe that racism will ever end. I believe that racism is a learned behavior and that it begins in the household, and therefore it is passed down from generation to generation as a family recipe is passed down from generation to generation. I also believe that stereotypes play a big role on this issue. Negative stereotypes are automatically activated once we encounter a person from a different racial group. And what I mean by that is, for example, the other day I saw a clip on YouTube of a white woman in the elevator, and as soon as a black male got on the elevator, she immediately grabbed her purse closer to her as if he was going to steal it from her. And it's not only white females that do that. A black female would do that as well because of those stereotypes on African Americans. And African Americans are not the only ones with stereotypes, but that's just an example.
Well, do you think there is a way to get rid of those stereotypes or racism as a whole?
Well, first we must change our way of thinking.
we must know that association is not causation. What is true for one person may not be true for the next person. If one African American goes out and rob a bank, doesn't mean that all African Americans are bank robbers. Or if one Caucasian goes out and kills 30 minorities, does not mean that all Caucasians are willing to do so. And lastly, we must be aware that racism is still an issue and that it still exists today. And from that point of awareness, may we then go on as a society to help